My itchy nose. Oh, I have such an itchy head. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Haven't done one of these in a long time. It's a get ready with me. I'm about to go speed dating, something completely out of my comfort zone, and I need to get ready in like 30 to 40 minutes max. So let's get cracking. Everything I'm using is actually affordable, which was not intentional. My content is naturally gravitating towards, obviously it's cruelty free, a lot of it's vegan, and most of it's really affordable, which I'm a fan of, TBH. What do you think of that? Also, check out the colour difference right here. I've been marinating in this tan for like 24 hours. Anyway, I've just had a shower, I've done my skincare. I cleansed using my favourite Rosa Centifolia cleansing gel by Ren. I'm a brand ambassador for Ren. I've been using these products exclusively since August and I love them, so I used that in the shower. You're not technically supposed to do it in the shower, but I did because I'm a lazy ass bitch. Obviously I dried off my face and then I used, what should I use next? Yes, Serum. The Keep Young and Beautiful Serum. I used 1 pump of that all over my skin. And I really like to use this under my makeup. It's the Keep Young and Beautiful Eye Shot. I feel like this is almost like a mini under eye lift. It's amazing under makeup. And then just 1 pump of the V-Cense Day Cream to finish off the moisturising. That's literally all I did. I have a little bit of fake tan on my face, not as much as on my body, but as you can see it's kind of clinging to scarring here. This is literally just acne scarring. I have no active breakouts at the moment. Knock wood. I have a cup of tea here with me now, very wild before my speed date. It's a double bagged green tea because I need that caffeine running through my veins. Okay, let's start with primer. I've been loving the Sleek Hydrating Primer. Now I'm an oily gal, but I have been loving this hydrating primer. I feel like it's really perfecting on the skin. I really like it and I'm almost finished, which is a crying shame. So just take like, I don't know, a pea-sized amount and put that all over my skin. Now it smells very chemically, but I like it. And it's not like silicone-y, it's almost like more of like a sticky base. And I feel like my foundation and everything looks gorge on top. Fab. Make sure my boob doesn't pop out. Next for foundation, I'm going to use the EX1 Invisiwear. Now this is not strictly pharmacy brand, but it is quite affordable. You can get it in Boots actually now, larger Boots. I've seen an EX1 stand there, and you can get it from lookfantastic.com. I'll have it linked down below. I'm using the shade 3.5, which I think will be a decent shade for with my tan. I'm going to use 2 pumps because I want good coverage today, and my beloved beauty blender. Yeah, that match looks good. So how have you been? I've been excited up until today about speed dating, and now I'm just kind of nervous. Honestly, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a shit show because they're trying to hit a Guinness World Record for, I presume, most amount of speed dates done or whatever. I think it's going to be 30 dates in 2 hours. So that's going to be interesting. But they've been emailing during the week, kind of desperate for men to sign up. They've halved the price of admission for men. Yeah, so I don't know, it's a bit cringy, but sure, look, I'm going with a few of the girls and it'll be a laugh anyway, if nothing else. I really like to pull my hairline back to make sure to get that foundation right in there, so there's no like, you can't see my scalp and compare. So yeah, it should be good. We're meeting for cocktails beforehand, and then we'll go for drinks afterwards, although I don't think I'm going to be drinking tonight. I have to collect my mama from the airport early in the morning, so I don't think it'll be wise to drink tonight. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that base. Concealer. Not my favourite concealer of all time, but it's grand. It's the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, meant to be a dupe of the Tarte Shape Tape. I didn't even like the Tarte Shape Tape, so I don't know why I bought this one. This is in the shade C3, and I use quite a lot of it because I can and I want to. Don't makeup shame me. I want to look full glam today, and I'm going to show you how you can get full glam without a full price tag. A little bit here and here. So yeah, that's the gossip for tonight. I will be sharing it on my Instagram stories, I'm sure. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. Actually, Instagram stories is kind of where it's at now, I feel like. The Instagram feed has kind of now become a secondary feature on Instagram, and stories has kind of become the #1. Maybe that's just me. I don't really scroll too much through the feed anymore. Let me know what you think. You're the consumers. Well, I'm a consumer as well, but I obviously create content as well. This tan, right, I'm going to talk to you about like brand ambassadorships and how they work. Well, how they work for me anyway. So there's a couple of different ways brand ambassadorships can work. The first one is where, say you've been using a brand for a while, you've been tagging them on social media, and then they reach out to you and say, hey, we noticed you've been loving our brand. We noticed you've been loving these products. We'd like to take you on as a brand ambassador. Let's talk about how this would work, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a back and forth and agreement made. And that's a really good way of a brand ambassadorship program, actually. Second way is, say a brand marketing person is scouting for people who'd be a good fit for the brand and have good reach, and they think it'd be a good match. They'll reach out and they'll be like, hey, I work for X. I think you'd be a great fit for the brand because we are A, B, C, D, E. Would you be interested in trying out the products? And if you like them, let's discuss a potential brand ambassador role for you in future. That is what's happened to me with most brands, not all. Okay, this isn't affordable, but I'm just trying to use it up. It's the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Powder. Like, look how little I have left. But I really like it for just dusting and mattifying my eyelids and putting a little bit underneath. I don't bake or anything with it, but it's quite perfecting, so it's nice for under the eyes. Anyway, so there have been, I think, 3 or 4 tan brands have reached out to me in the last few weeks, actually. Oh, sure, we're coming towards summer, of course. Yeah, that would make sense, just after dawning on me. With the view of taking me on as a brand ambassador, and I've been like, okay, yeah, I'd love to consider it, but first of all, obviously I have to use the product / products. Can you send them out to me and I'll give them a go and I'll come back to you. And obviously those brands have to tick some boxes for me. They have to be cruelty free. I'd really like them to be vegan friendly. I'd like them to be as natural and have as few nasties in them as possible. I'd like the packaging to be recyclable. I'd like them to be somewhat affordable, and there's not many brands that tick all those boxes. To mattify the rest of my skin, I'm going to use this PS translucent powder. Now, packaging is a bit shy, but it looks really scary, but when you pack it on, it's actually not that bad. So sorry, I keep veering away from the subject matter. So for a brand to tick all my boxes, it's quite rare. There was one brand recently that got in touch and they ticked all the boxes, but the price of the product was extortionate. It was like, I would never pay that price for that product. So I kind of had to turn that down straight away because, no, how could I possibly represent a brand and expect my followers to pay that price when I wouldn't pay it myself? You have to stick to your morals too. Well, I know I do, I know some don't. Look at me throwing that shade. So that's how it works for me. So at the moment, and over the next few weeks / months, you might be seeing some dodgy tan because I'm trying a few different fake tan brands to see which one will be a good fit. Obviously, if the collaboration comes into my emails and I do some research on the brand and straight away there's 2 or 3 like, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to waste the brand's time. I'm not going to waste the Pure's time. I'm not going to waste my time. But yeah, I am going to bronze my skin now using the Note Cosmetics bronzing powder in the shade number 20. I only use this when I have a really nice deep tan. You'll see why, it's so pigmented. And I'm using a Wet n Wild P60 brush. Whew. So pigmented. And it's actually, if you go overboard, it's really hard to undo. That's possibly even a little overboard. Okay, so that's bronzing done. Something I've gotten really back into lately is contouring. I know. This is the Nema brush by Neve Martin. I really like this for contouring, actually. And I'm using the Aesthetica palette, which is completely vegan, and this cool tone shade here to give me some cheekbones. So yeah, that's how brand ambassadorships work for me. I don't really talk about it that much. Probably should, actually. Have you any questions in relation to how collaborations work and stuff? I think my skin is kind of starting to look a bit muddy. Not ideal. Fuck it, be alright. For blush, I'm using Milani Luminoso, which is like famous. This is it here. It's just fallen out of the packaging, but it's super affordable, so I'll forgive it. And I'm using it on a blush brush that you can't actually buy anymore. It's my favorite. It's one you can't buy anymore, so I'm just gonna pop that on my cheeks. I need to find a new blush brush though, like, because if you can't get it anymore, what's the point in liking it? And it almost has like a bit of glow in it too. I had a discussion earlier with one of my pals, one of my male pals, Barry. He's probably not watching. He's probably not into the makeup content. Oh, actually, before I get into that, I bought the Makeup Revolution Sophx palette because Casey Holmes said it was sensational. I don't really like it. I don't think it's that great. I'll probably go in with like these darker shades here today just because I'm a bit more tanned, but I think it's kind of chunky. I mean, that's nothing. Is that, oh well, okay. I'm whelmed. Anyway, I was having this discussion. We were talking about, he's been talking about how he's perfectly happy being single at the moment, and I was saying the same thing, that I've never been happier. And I was talking on my Instagram stories the other day about how my neighbour kind of was trying to reassure me that, oh, don't worry, you'll find someone someday soon. I was like, not looking for anyone, but thanks. So Barry and I were kind of talking back and forth about kind of how happy we are at the moment and how kind of free we feel. And I was saying to him that I've kind of had a revelation over the last few days. And this is so not like me, so brace yourself. I told him that the next relationship I'm in, I want it to be so passionate. I want it to be a case of we can't keep our hands off each other. We're absolutely bonkers about each other. I want to fall in love. I'm not going to chase it, but I want it to come to me. If that's in 2 years' time, perfect. If it's in 5 years' time, great. I'm willing to wait for it, but I want it to be that passionate, all-consuming, obsessive love where, again, can't keep your hands off each other. And then we were talking about the flip side of that is when something is as passionate as that, sometimes the highs are fantastic, but the lows can be pretty drastic too. So we were talking about how it's swings and roundabouts, it ebbs and flows. But I'm a bit of a free spirit. You may or may not have noticed that before. I'm using the Sleek Brow Kit in the shade Medium. I like something fiery. I want something fiery. I don't want mundane boredom. I'm gonna do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. Brows done. Now I just want to set them using this amazing product. Like, this is probably one of my favorite products I've used in a long time. It's the Catrice Cosmetics Brow Colorist. I have it in the shade Dark. And they say if you use this every day for 2 weeks, it will essentially tint your brows. Now, I don't know about that. I just find it a really nice brow set, and it just makes your brows that tiny bit darker, and it keeps them in place really well and gives you back that hair look to your brows, and I really like it. I think it's a really, really solid product. It's only a few quid as well, because obviously Catrice is super affordable. I think as a brand, Catrice is, if you ask me my favorite brand, as in if I could only buy or use makeup from one brand forever, I think Catrice would be it. Genuinely. That's high and low end, because the foundations are bomb. I hate that the shade selection is so small, but I'm really fortunate that my shade is among that shade range. Sucks for everyone else, but I could easily do a full face using Catrice all the time. So those brows are large and in charge, but they will look normal when I get into this. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Fuchsia Minx palette. It's an Irish brand, and I initially got a set of 4 of these palettes and I thought, God, these are going to be absolute scutter. They're so nice. So nice. I have no clean brushes. So what I do then is, because I'm a skank ass bitch, so I wipe off my brush on my dressing gown and I just take some of this like mauvey colour. I'm gonna pop that into my crease. I'm so sloppy. Like, I'm not a makeup artist at all. I'm literally just like a normal human being. When I try and do makeup on other people, it is catastrophic. I know my own face quite well. I mean, I've been looking at it for years and years, so I know what works. I find, so anyone who is like aging, which is all of us, but like say someone who's in their late 20s and finds that their eyes might be not drooping, but they're not quite as lifted as they used to be, don't blend down, kind of blend more out, up and out towards like the end of your brow as opposed to down. I feel like this gives like the illusion of more of a lifted shape. Now both of my eyes are completely different shapes. They might look the same, but when you work on your own eyes and you're like used to looking at your own face and trying to get them to match, I'm sure all of you will agree that your eyes are different shapes. Let me know in the comments. And then I take that same shade underneath. This is kind of standard what I do for my makeup all the time, to be honest. Put a colour into the crease, a mid-tone. Same colour underneath. connect the two and blend like fuck. And these fuchsia shades just like blend themselves. So nice. Clean off another brush, excuse me. This is an It Cosmetics one I got in America. And I'm going to take that deep purple colour, which I'm kind of afraid of. I'm going to pop that in the outer portion of the eye. Oh, that's pretty. Do you ever look at your mirror one day and go, oh my god, that's filthy. How have I just noticed that? Because I've just had that moment here and now. Do you know what else is a fabulous palette? Is the Keilidh palette. I just wanted to branch out and not use it today. So just kind of wiggle that in the outer portion. And again, that kind of creates a lifted eye. What it does on me. I had a chit chat with Carla K, yesterday. I'm not sure if it's going to be up before this or after this, but if it's up, it's worth watching. It's like a podcast style chit chat where we filmed it. And we were like, no, we weren't exposing. We were just discussing the influencer industry at the moment, the power of influence, gas. I'm going to take a tiny bit of that and just run it under the outer portion of my under eye. Does that look even? And then back in to blend out the edge with that initial brush. See, basically no skin involved. Now, do I keep the inner portion clean or will I put in something else? Do you know what? Screw it, I'll put in that gold. No, I'll put in this one here. Yeah, that could be pretty. Now I wonder, does that go best with a finger? That was a mistake. That was a fucking mistake. Shit. Right, well, I've committed now. I have to do it. Bollocks. Right, bronze and purple. Okay, it's not horrific. But if I go back in time, I would not have done that. Fuck, I was hoping to have like a bright inner corner. Ugh. Alright, not ideal, but sure, look, it is what it is. Inner corner needs to be highlighted. I'm just taking a little Real Techniques detailer brush, and my favourite inner corner highlighter of all time. It's by Catrice, it's $4.50, it's in the shade Dîner en Blanc, and it's like sellotape together. I love this, use it every single day. It's yet to be beaten. I just take a tiny bit and pop that into the inner corner just to brighten up that eye. Wow, my eyes look so green. I love them. Okie dokie. Do I want to do eyeliner? No, but I am going to take a liner brush from MOTD Cosmetics, and I'm going to take that deep purple shade from the Minx Fuchsia palette, and I'm going to just smudge my top lash line. Hello? Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab the Keilidh palette. I need something a bit more pigmented. I'm going to take the shade Oath, which is like an almost black brown. I know this one is going to appear. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Keilidh, you don't let me down. Yeah, that'll do. Inner waterline, I'm going to use the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in the shade Hot Chocolate. It's the number 2. It is a stunning warm brown and it makes all the difference. Wait till I show you on one eye compared to the other. So I put it on the upper and lower waterlines, and I feel like it really pulls the green out of my eye. Can you see the difference of it on this eye and not on this? It might close the eye off some, but I just think it just accentuates the colour so well. I think it'd be stunning on like any eye colour, but especially I'll be right back. That is going to look like an extra freckle, and that is okay because there's another freckle there that looks almost identical. I'm going to curl my lashes using my Penny's Lash Curler and my Holy Grail mascara. I've been talking about this for years, the Catrice Glam and Doll Curl and Volume in the dark purple tube. I love it. This takes me 3 or 4 minutes, so I'm going to spare you that, and I'll be right back with my lashes done. We'll move on to lips, and then we are done. Okay? See you in a sec. Alright, lashes are done. I'm going to go back and curl those once they're completely dry. You know my lash curl trick. That's what I'm going to do. And for lips, I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm going speed dating. I want my lips to look shiftable, even though I will not be shifting any of them, I don't think, unless they're absolutely amazing. I'm using the e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in the shade Pink Cosmo. Now, I did some collaborative content with e.l.f. in relation to this on Instagram there yesterday or the day before. This is not part of the collaboration, so I don't know, am I supposed to put, I don't know, but I mean, I've been using this product for like years now. I initially got this in New York, actually, in the e.l.f. store on Times Square, and I used it for ages, and I got in touch with Elf. I was like, is there any chance of you getting this in Ireland? They were like, no, and now it finally is in Ireland, so it's amazing. Yeah, so it's a really nice doe foot applicator, and it's just, it's a lip perfecting gloss. Like, my lips are a little bit shabby at the moment, but this just makes them look pillowy, soft, smooth, kissable. Oh, so nice. This is really attractive. And what I do is I take the very tip and I run that like very slightly over the lip edge. So you're not overlining, you're just kind of slightly glossing the line of the lip. Fab. I love it. Look at the difference the second curl makes. All right, now what am I gonna do with my hair? I know ponytails are like not a thing, but I like my hair in a ponytail. I don't really want it to be down. I'll see. BRB. Okay, I am ready. I am going to actually leave my hair down and kind of disheveled. I'm wearing just a maroon bralette with like a sheer shirt on top and my Spanx Moto leggings. So wish me luck. I might find the love of my life. Probably won't. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!